U.S. cases of the coronavirus are now around the 420,000 mark, with more than 14,000 deaths. Markets shot up for a second day in a row on optimistic news, but today they did not retreat. Dr. Anthony Fauci tells Fox News there is no doubt mitigation strategies are having a positive effect. Health experts are working on new recommendations for people who have been close to someone infected with COVID-19, and that is where we begin tonight. Correspondent Kristen Fisher reports from the White House.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is considering changing its guidelines for self-isolation to make it easier for people who have been exposed to someone with the coronavirus to return to work.
It's a very important piece because it looks at degree of exposure and really making it clear that exposure occurs within 6 feet for more than 15 minutes. So really understanding where you shouldn't be within 6 feet of people right now, but if you're in a work situation where you have to be, there'll be a series of recommendations.
Those guidelines will likely recommend that people who have been exposed can go back to their job if they have no symptoms, test their temperature twice a day, and wear a face mask. It could be a precursor to beginning the process of restarting the economy.
Well, I'd love to open with a big bang, one beautiful country, and just open.
President Trump said that is one of two options under consideration. The other, reopening the U.S. economy section by section. When that would be is still unknown. But Dr. Anthony Fauci says he sees glimmers of hope.
We're going to start to see the beginning of a turnaround. So we need to keep pushing on the mitigation strategies because there's no doubt that that's having a positive impact on the dynamics of the outbreak.
The Paycheck Protection Program is having a positive impact on small businesses. So much so that both Republicans and Democrats agree the program already needs more money. Yesterday, the Trump administration formally requested $251 billion in fresh small business lending, nothing else. The Democratic leadership has agreed to that influx in cash for the PPP, but they also want $100 billion for hospitals, $150 billion for state and local governments, and a 15% increase in the amount of benefits the food assistance program provides for eligible families.
We cannot solidify the inequality to access to capital that exists in our economy at a time when we are addressing the coronavirus crisis.
Now, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin is running point for the administration on these negotiations. It remains unclear if President Trump would accept a deal that goes beyond small business relief, but the Senate could vote on something as early as tomorrow. Brett?